Who's the third man? I told none of these guys. They had no idea it was me. They had no idea.
Actually?
No idea. They were out in the ring not knowing who the third guy was.
That had to be mind-blowing.
I told Eric Bischoff, we agreed, don't tell anybody it's me.
It's hard to keep secrets nowadays. I don't know if you noticed, but like stuff gets leaked.
Yeah.
Stuff gets leaked online, social media.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like there's a mole in the WWE creative team that like literally leaves the meeting and like leaks it to these wrestling sites. It's disappointing. It's becoming harder and harder to keep things fresh.
Well, this was just between me and Eric, you know.
Yeah,
I was out.
Yeah. But also, how do you hide you? That's the other thing. You have to
I was just, I was out in LA basically shooting one of my blockbuster movies, Santa with Muscles, you know. and I saw Nash come out, you know. No, I saw Scott come out.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, this looks like a shoot. You know, it looks like he's working with the other company. Then I called Big Kev, saw Big Kev come out. And Eric, you know, had asked me if I'd turn heel. I told him to pound sand, you know. And then I saw that going on. I called Eric up. I said, who's your third man? You know, and Eric goes, oh, well, we're going to go with Sting. I said, bro, he's not WWE. I mean, you know, Scott and Kev are WWE. Sting's got nothing, you know. So I'm WWE from head to toe. I'm the third man. Eric goes, really, will you do it? I said, yeah, I'll do it. And Eric didn't even believe I would do it. So I flew in on a Learjet down to Daytona and basically hid out in a hotel room. And I told Eric, call me, you know, right before, when the last match is in the ring before the main event. Because, you know, these guys, there was going to be the last match. Then the main event would wrestle for 15, 20 minutes before I went out there because I would just walk out. But Eric didn't even think I was coming from the hotel, so he had Sting ready to go. Oh, so they didn't believe I would do it. Even Eric was going, you know, because there's several times I had creative control, you know, and I never used it the whole time. But, and I didn't use it this night either. But when I walked out, Scott and Kevin almost shit, because they had no idea I was coming out, you know, and so it was kind of cool. But the reaction we got from the crowd when I saw him throwing all the stuff in the ring, and me and Gene was holding the microphone interviewing me, and I said, just like the crap in this ring, this represents all you people out here. I said, I was selling out the world when you guys were bumming gas to get to high school, brother. And I was just running off the top of my head, saying whatever dumb shit I could think of. And then when I saw me and Gene get hit in the nose and he started bleeding, you know, I told Scott and Kev, I said, bro, we might have a little bit of a riot in here. You know, I really need to like slow down with my role here because I was getting pretty aggressive verbally, you know. And, you know, once again, none of that stuff is scripted. So like my wife says, I might say anything, you know, once I get out there. So, but it was that night was a huge night. And on the way out, I'm walking to the ring, right? And all of a sudden my mind is totally focused on who I am and what I am. Because when I walk through that curtain, I'm Hulk Hogan, brother. Because if I don't believe it, nobody's going to believe it. And I'm totally Hulk Hogan, man. I've gone through my transformation. I'm this crazy alien, and I'm going out there. And all of a sudden I went, angle alert. You dumbass, you're supposed to be wrestling. You're hiding in the hotel room so long. You still have your cowboy boots on. You've never wrestled in cowboy boots. So now I'm walking to the ring going, this is going to be the greatest thing for my career, or I'm done. This is going to destroy my career, saying the training, prayers, and vitamins, I did it for the money, you know? And all of a sudden I'm walking down there and I got into my own head. I said, holy shit, I got cowboy boots on. I forgot to put my wrestling boots on. I'm supposed to be wrestling. But it was like an angle alert. I almost screwed myself up overthinking stuff on the way, just walking to the ring. But they were shocked when they saw me come through the curtain.
For sure.